So, you want to romanticize your life today? Well, lucky for you, I have 20 ways you can do that. One of my favorite ways to romanticize my life is by waking up early, dressing up warm if it's winter, and going outside and watching the sunrise. If you live in an area where there's not very many people around you, this can be very peaceful. When I did this morning, all I heard was the birds outside, and other than that, it was silent. It was beautiful, and I always forget how much I love watching the sunrise in the morning. Now, you could plan this out a little bit more than I did. I just kind of woke up and decided I wanted to do it. What you could do is actually plan and search for a spot that you know will be a great place to watch the sunrise. This might be a national park you live by, on a hiking trail near you. I just recommend getting up early and watching the sunrise. It's a very peaceful experience. So number 2, be creative. I think today it's so easy for us to get caught up in the rush of it all. The rush of completing tasks, working on school, working on work projects, and thinking very analytically about everything that's happening. But something that I think is really important to do is to get creative every now and then. So one way I've been liking to do that is by editing. I'm not very good at it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. And it's fun for me to be creative and kind of make a story out of videos. You could be creative in so many other ways. You could scrapbook, you could make jewelry, you could make pottery, you could write a short story, you could write poetry, you can make some sort of DIY decor for your bedroom. Like, the options are endless. Being creative, it's fun. Number 3, cooking. So the same point I had in being creative is that we were rushing. We're rushing to do everything. This is very obvious in the foods we eat. I think a lot of us eat a lot of frozen microwave foods. We don't really have the time to make things from scratch. And I think it's actually very important to take time and think about the food that you're putting into your body and cook. Now, if you don't like to cook, I completely understand. You can choose simple foods. Something easy to prepare, something that involves fresh vegetables so you can just cut them up. There's no fancy cooking required. All right, number 4, cleaning. Have you ever walked into your room and it is just a wreck? You feel overwhelmed, stressed, and annoyed just by looking at the state of your room or the state of your kitchen or your living room. It's how our space is reflects how we are mentally and emotionally. A lot of the times, if my room is a wreck like it is right now, I'm also stressed. Now, it's actually pretty simple to figure out why this is. It's because I've been so busy that I haven't had time to clean my room. And because I'm so busy, that leads to stress. But when you take the time, and when you have the time, clean your room, clean your space, and you will feel more calm and at peace. Number 5 is to learn something new. Learning can be very boring and very tedious if we're talking about it in an academic way, but I'm not. When I say learn something, I mean learn something you want to learn. What's something you've been wondering how to do for a while? Maybe you've been wondering how to cook a new food. Maybe you've been wondering how to take pictures correctly on your phone. Just learn something you've been wanting to learn for a while. This could also be like a new language. This could be something about another culture. Anything that interests you, take time to learn it. Number 6 is to plan out your week. Now, I'm a planner. I want to make sure I have everything on my planner for the week to do. If I don't, I kind of stress out. So making sure I plan out my week is important for my sanity. But maybe you're more type B. Planning out your week can still be a good thing. Maybe you don't have to plan out exactly what's due for school, but maybe put something down that you've been wanting to do for a while. Maybe you've been wanting to catch up with a friend that you haven't talked to for a while. Message that friend and make a time to talk to her on the phone, and then write that in your planner. Planning your week out can help you make time for things that you care about but aren't really essential. Essential as in there's no due date on it. You're not required to do it for a grade. You're not required to do it to get paid. Planning your week out will help you make time for what matters to you. Number 7 is to get inspired. Getting inspired is one of my favorite things to do. The only problem with that is that I get inspired and then don't do anything with that inspiration. But I love to get inspired nonetheless. And my favorite place to do that is on Pinterest. I have a board for about anything I want inspiration on in my life. I have an inspiration board for my videos. I have an inspiration board for fashion. I have an inspiration board for letters I want to write. I have an inspiration board for about everything. And going on Pinterest and getting inspired is one of the first steps, in my opinion, to being creative, which is tip 2. But getting inspired doesn't have to be something specifically like creative related. You can get inspired to live your life in a more healthy way. You can get inspired to move to Europe and start a completely new life. Inspiration can come from anywhere. It doesn't have to be Pinterest. It can come from reading. It can come from being in nature, paintings, artwork, architecture. Number 8, document your life. Have you ever looked back at a picture and thought, wow, I'm really happy I took that so I can remember that moment? I really think documenting your life is important. It's not important because you want your life to look like it's perfect. That's not it at all. Your life is your life. The good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly. So you might as well document it, even if no one else sees it. There are a lot of ways you can document your life. The first is by taking pictures. This is a very good visual way to document your life. Another is doing videos. You can also journal. You can just do voice recordings, kind of like an audio journal. You can collect things like a movie ticket or a sticker that you got when you went to a baseball game. And you can keep that collection in a jar, which is something I have, or you can put it in a notebook. There's just something very nice about collecting things and documenting your life so later you can look back. Number 9 is to develop a habit. Now, even though developing a habit sounds tedious, I think it's a very good thing for us to be doing. I think overall it makes us better people and it enriches our lives. And if anything can boost your quality of life, it's worth giving a shot. Now, you could make a new habit out of anything. I'm making a habit out of posting once a week on YouTube. With March Madness, by the way, all the videos I'm doing in March, I will be posting 14 times, hopefully. Besides this month, I am practicing posting one video every week, and I've been pretty successful with that. I don't think I've missed a week, but don't quote me on that. You could build a habit about doing your skincare, waking up at a certain time, doing yoga, getting physically active, going out in nature, reading a book. You can build a habit around so many different things. Number 10 is to make a playlist. Music is so important. I really think the music can make or break the mood of any situation, and because of that, it's really important for me to have a collection of playlists for me to choose from that can fit any situation. Think of a situation where you would want a certain playlist and go make it. It'll be fun. You can discover new music. You can get creative with the playlist name, the cover of the playlist, how the songs are organized in the playlist. Number 11, look how you feel. So this might not be very relatable for everyone, but for me, my mood can basically choose how I look that day. If I'm wearing makeup, what kind of makeup I'm wearing? Did I do my hair? How did I do it? What kind of outfit am I wearing? My mood and how I feel can inspire all of that. Something I really like to do is to think, how am I feeling and how can I represent that with how I look? And honestly, every day I don't do that. Today I don't really feel like wearing a black sweater, but it was there and I threw it on because I had to be somewhere early. But if you can make the time, I would highly recommend trying out, seeing how you feel, and dress accordingly, or do your makeup accordingly, or your hair. A lot of the times in summer, I feel very upbeat. You will see me wearing reds and pinks and yellows and blues, like anything bright. Number 12 is to make a 10-year goal. Now, this isn't meant to be stressful, okay? I'm not asking you to plan out your entire life in 10 years. I'm just saying make a goal that you want to achieve in 10 years. This could be something big. This could be you want to be married and have 5 children in 10 years. Or this could be something small. You could say in 10 years, I want a dog. 13, visualize your dream self. Now, this is a little bit different from your 10-year goal because visualizing your dream self isn't based on a timeline. What would you do if you were the perfect, happiest version of yourself? Would she be working out? Would she be living in Europe somewhere? If I visualize my dream self, I would have my life figured out career-wise. I would be getting amazing grades in college. I would have a dog. I would buy all of my groceries at the local farmer's market because I would have a job that would pay me enough money so I could splurge on that. So visualize your dream self. What would the perfect version of yourself do? And then think, how could I get there? What things could I implement today that could better myself and make myself go in that direction. So for example, I said get amazing grades in school. Well, something I could do today would be to study for my test. Thinking about what you really want in life is important, because a lot of the times we're told what we want in life. You want a 9-to-5 job, you want to work in an office, and you want to have 2.5 kids by the time you're 30. But do you? Do you want that? Number 14, write a letter to your future self. So writing a letter to your future self feels a little bit more personal than a diary entry. I actually did this earlier in the year, and it is up on my vision board right now, so I can open it in 2023. There's just so many questions I have about my future. I was thinking, what will I be like in a year? What will I have experienced? What will I know the answers to? So I asked myself questions, and it was very weird, I guess would be the best way to put it, but I would recommend that. I would recommend you write a letter to your future self and open it in a year, in 2, in 5, in 10. Number 15 is to get in nature. I think so often we just hole ourselves in our rooms because of our online jobs, our online school, our responsibilities, but we don't make time to go and enjoy the nature. We're just kind of like in this little box that we live in, and we don't go out and explore at all. So I think something that's very relaxing and something that can be very therapeutic for us is to get out in nature, breathe in some fresh air. I don't do it enough, but I should, and I think we can all use getting in nature a little bit more. Number 16, take a break from your phone. I haven't done this, but if you do have a day when you know you're going to be at home, you're just chilling, you don't have anything you have to do online, I would recommend trying to take a break from your phone. If you track how long you're on your phone every day, it is concerning to say the least. Number 17, read. Reading is something I don't think we do often enough. And when I say read, I don't mean you have to read like a novel. You don't have to read Shakespeare. You don't even have to read a book at all. You could read poetry. You could read quotes. You could read an article. Just read. Number 18, declutter. Now this is different from cleaning, like I mentioned in number 4. Your space can be clean, but still overwhelming. Right? I think we've all experienced that when we've just had too much stuff in one place. Even when it's clean, it's still a wreck. And I think decluttering is one of those ways that can help you relax. It can be therapeutic going through your things. You can put on music, you can put on a podcast, you can watch a movie while you declutter your stuff. And not only is it relaxing to do, you will feel so much better after your stuff is decluttered and you don't have so much stuff taking up your space. Number 19 is to put details into the atmosphere. So what I mean by this is to really look at the vibe of your space. Put detail into how it feels. This can be very easy. If it's summer, open the window and let that warm air come in. If it's winter, light a candle. You could pay attention to the textures that are in your room. Maybe just throwing like a knitted blanket on your bed. It just makes it feel so much more cozy. Number 20, relax. We are always stressed out. We are always on the run, running somewhere. We're always rushing nonstop. You can sleep when you're dead, right? Relaxing, it's something that's so important for us to do. It's what helps us recharge. It's what helps us de-stress so we can think clearly in the future. You want to romanticize your life, so if nothing else you do today, take time to relax. I think this is the absolute most important thing on this list, is to relax, is to recharge, and is to de-stress. And that is all 20 of things you can do to romanticize your life today. Stay tuned, subscribe for March Madness. I will be posting a lot. Bye.